Hello, how's everyone doing, man? I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday. Um, I was having a random thought, listen, man, if you've been on the internet in the past 10 or so years, you've seen the memes about John Lennon beating his wife, and it actually started off as just a meme, and then the younger crowd kind of ran with it and just sort of accepted it as fact. Here's the thing, man. Listen, dude. I know that whether you like the Beatles or not, I figure most people who watch my channel don't like the Beatles because I talk about a lot of like metal and shit like that. So, you know, I mean, most metalheads, man, they hear the Beatles. They're like, what's this happy hippie bullshit? They start banging their heads against the wall. They're like, make it stop. I want to hear fucking Dying Fetus play the same song 25 fucking times in a row. But listen, man, John Lennon, this is the hottest take you'll ever hear. John Lennon didn't actually beat his wife. I know the title of this video, it's clickbait. I'll be honest. It's clickbait, It's meant to get you to click on it. Listen, man, people bitch about clickbait. There's nobody on YouTube who doesn't want you to click on their fucking videos. Let me explain that. Like, if you don't want anyone to watch your videos, you would like name your video like 97ZQR. Like, you just type some random shit that no one's going to click on. But anyway, man, so John Lennon didn't actually beat his wife, but like the popular notion is that John Lennon beat his wife, and that's why the Beatles are actually bad, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, listen, man, I'll go ahead and admit it. I know. The Beatles were the first band I liked as a kid. Whether you like them or not is immaterial to the point of this video. So, like, John Lennon had a lot of people don't know this. John Lennon had a wife before Yoko. Yeah, you all know Yoko Ono. She's the screaming lady, making the fucking noises and shit. And a lot of people say she broke up the Beatles. She didn't break up the Beatles. All the Beatles were fucking drug addicts and shit. They all kind of hated each other. Everyone wanted to split up except for Paul. But anyway, so like John Lennon's first wife, Cynthia, he slapped her once, which is still very bad. Like, you really should not slap your lady at all. Really shouldn't be slapping anybody. But John Lennon did not. A lot of people think that John Lennon got up in the morning and just started beating the shit out of Yoko, beating the shit out of, any girl around him. He just starts punching, just, fuck you. It didn't happen. But here's the thing. Even if John Lennon did beat his wife, the people who talk about that all the time, it's like, I know you've seen them, like those, they're usually younger than 35, they're in the 18 to 35 range. I mean, there's not much difference culturally between a 31-year-old and a 22-year-old, in my opinion. They use the same slang and shit like that. Even if John Lennon did beat his wife, you don't really care. Like, you think you do because you saw a guy on the internet talk about it, then you saw another guy on the internet talk about it. Maybe you saw a hot chick on the internet talk about it, and you're like, ooh, I'll send this girl a John Lennon meme. I might get some strange, yeah, even though she lives like 700 miles away or some shit, that's young people internet relationships for you, but you don't actually care. You just don't. No one really cares, man, because like, I read Ozzy Osbourne. I don't even think I had to say Osbourne, but I read Ozzy's autobiography, and he talks about beating the shit out of both of his wives, man. That's another one too. Like, a lot of people don't know he had a wife before Sharon, but he did, and he beat both of his wives, and he talks about it in his book, and no one cares. No one's out there like, anytime you talk about Black Sabbath, some pink-haired fucking wimp shows up and is like, well, actually, Ozzy beat his wife. No one cares, you know. The information's out there, you know. But you don't really care. You just don't, you know. You just don't. And John Lennon didn't beat his wife, you know. Technically. I mean, yeah, he slapped her, you know. But no one really cares. You know, like, if you pretend to care about that stuff, man, you're like, you're more annoying than the people who were going around saying, like, you have to like the Beatles, you know, like that's more annoying than the, like, just being a normal old person who has that opinion, you know, because, you know, there's a fucking fuck ton. Like, if you actually start reading about, artists and their history and not just reading like tweets and memes and shit, like, a lot of them beat their fucking wives, man. I go to the shows, man. I see you people wearing, you know, like, you think Johnny Cash is cool? He beat the fuck out of his wife, man. Ozzy beat his wife. I mean, the list goes on, dude. So, I'm calling y'all out, man. I'm sorry. You know, yeah, obviously I'm being a little flippant here, you know, but, yeah, you don't actually care that John Lennon beat his wife. Like, just admit it. I mean, like, it's, you know, if you say the Beatles suck, that's fine. You know, you can't really argue with that. But saying you don't like them because John Lennon beat his wife is a little weird when you're all of you are like, oh, Sabbath. And I don't know, man. I would have to say Ozzy could probably hit a lot harder than John Lennon, because John Lennon was on heroin, you know. And you can't really hit too hard on heroin, man. I know that much. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this, man, because, you know, it's one of those things that people like to bring up again and again. And from what I can tell, man, like, when you look up this subject on YouTube, all you can find is, like, people being like, well, yes, John Lennon was very mean, but he was a good songwriter. Or you'll see John Lennon was very mean, and that's why the Beatles actually suck. And, you know, that's usually when that type of person will bring up, like, the Kinks or something. Be like, well, actually, you know, the Kinks were better than the Beatles. And it's like, no, they actually weren't, you know. They were just uglier, you know. Maybe use a little more distortion. Even that's not true, really, man. If you actually listen to the records, you know. Because I have, you know, sorry, dude. A lot of you haven't. But, yeah, so that's my hot take of the night, man. John Lennon didn't really beat his wife. He definitely didn't lay a finger on Yoko, man. He kissed her fucking ass. Oh, here's another hot take, man. I actually think Yoko was not bad looking in the 60s, man. So, yeah, there's a few hot takes for you, you know. So, yeah, that's the thing, man. You know, if you're going to hold one guy accountable for something that a meme made you think he did, you better take all your Black Sabbath records, or at least the first 8. Who am I kidding? The people who are into this whole thing have only heard, like, Paranoid anyway. But take that record, toss it out, you know, because you don't actually care. You just don't, man. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, man. Now, I'm not saying I would want to, you know, hang out with John Lennon or anything. I mean, well, A, he's dead. But aside from that, you know, I mean, rich, drug addict, rock star. I mean, I'm sure he was, you know, probably friendly to dudes and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to hang out with him or anything. But just admit it. You don't actually care that he, you know, so-called beat his wife. You know, you're just parroting things you saw on the internet. You know, that's what you do. I'm talking in the general you. I know someone will come and be like, I don't do that. I'm talking in the general you. If you don't know what that is, look it up, you know. But yeah, I hopefully this gains some traction, man, because I people get really fucking heated, man, whenever the Beatles are brought up, dude. It's like, and the thing is, dude, like, okay, it's one thing to not like them, but when people come in and they're like, well, actually, the Beatles weren't actually influential, because you sound stupid, dude. It's like, that's like trying to convince people, like, oh, nobody watched Citizen Kane. Nobody actually liked Citizen Kane. It's stupid, whatever your opinion on that shit is, just shut the fuck up. Like, just accept it, Some things will always be considered good or influential or classic. There's nothing you can do. Listen, man, there's tons of classic stuff that I don't personally like, Hell, man, I don't like Jefferson Airplane, There's a lot of classic influential, I don't really care for Spike Lee. It's not a race thing. I just, I can't relate to his fucking movies. Like, he's a good filmmaker, but, so it is what it is, man. I want to get your thoughts on that, because it's like every day I log into the fucking internet, man, and I see people pretending to care that John Lennon beat his wife, But meanwhile, you're listening to like 100 artists who actually beat the fuck out of women, which is a very bad thing to do, by the way. I mean, like, let's get that clear. I'm not saying that, like, I know some dumbass is going to be like, oh, are you saying that John Lennon should have beat his wife harder? No. But he didn't beat his wife, and even if he did, you don't care. So there you go, man. Also, let me know in the comments what your favorite Beatles record is, man. I don't think I've ever talked about the Beatles on this channel, man. Fuck it, dude. I like, actually, I like Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour, The White Album, and Abbey Road. In my opinion, that's all you need. But, Help is good. Beatles for Sale. Hard Day's Night has some good stuff on it. Let It Be has some good stuff on it. Pretty much all their records have at least something I like on it. But, let me know in the comments what you think. And, hey, if you're one of the people who wakes up in the morning pissed off, the John Lennon beating his wife thing, let me know why. Let me know why you haven't done your research. Let me know why you still listen to Black Sabbath and hell, man, here's a hipster band, Neurosis. A lot of kind of left-wing hipsters really like Neurosis. Scott Kelly fucking posted on Facebook some shit about beating his fucking family. Right? But no one cares, because he's not John Lennon. So yeah, have a great day.